Dating has undeniably become pretty hard these days. Particularly if you continue to rely on dating apps. But I see many guys complain about their dating woes yet fail at the three most fundamental things which make men attractive. This is for you. First of all, let me be clear that no man should ever aim to become a better man for the sake of attracting women or because women tell him to. I know there are many women out there listing millions of requirements and men are sick and tired of feeling like they now need to tick all the boxes. Don't improve yourself for women. Don't do it because society says you should. Don't do it to fit anyone's requirements or agenda. Do it for yourself. Like philosophers from Plato and Aristotle to Friedrich Nietzsche and Søren Kierkegaard said, do it too. Become your best self. Live a flourishing life of eudaimonia. Become who you are, make your actual self match your ideal self. Achieve authenticity and freedom. It's not about what you do, it's about who you are. Stop focusing on doing all you can to find dates, and focus instead on being the sort of person who dates find themselves. Yes, it is going to take work. The world is full of guys who never push themselves to go further and refuse to improve because it's too much work and the standards are impossible. They tend to be miserable and blame everyone except themselves. Yes, it is hard work. Grow the fuck up and get used to the fact that everything worth anything takes work. Life is not a never-ending TikTok feed of free dopamine, it's not instant gratification of porn, and it has no cheat codes. You don't get fit from taking a lift up a mountain, you get fit from putting on your goddamn hiking boots, strapping a backpack, and walking up, one foot after the other. This is literally one of the most amazing things about masculinity, the strength to get shit done, no matter what. To set a target and go. To stop whining and get on with it. To do things because they're hard. To conquer fears and bring down walls. To push boundaries and defy limitations. To rise above difficulties, persist through adversity, and achieve greatness. If you can't be bothered doing any of that, if you prefer sitting and complaining, then you are an evolutionary dead end, living proof that the modern convenience culture is our undoing. Honor your masculinity, take a long hard look in the mirror, and do what needs done. Yes, you can make it easier. Having said that, let's be real. If it's too hard, we won't do it. B.J. Fogg captured that in his book Tiny Habits, where he developed the following formula. Behavior change equals ability * motivation * prompt. In other words, there are three things which impact whether you succeed in changing your behavior. How hard is it for you? Do you have the skill that matches the complexity of the task? How motivated are you? Do you want it real bad or is it not a huge priority? What reminds you about it? How likely are you to do it now rather than put it off indefinitely? The idea is simple: you're more likely to change your behavior if you have the skill to do it, you're highly motivated, and you have clear reminders. Now, here comes the twist. Most people fail at the motivation part. Our motivation goes up and down, we start very motivated and then it goes away. Just think about the last time you resolved to go to the gym, went well for the first week and then? The trick is to compensate for the fluctuating motivation with the other variables, increase your ability and get good prompts. Importantly, you increase your ability not by training hard instead, you just make the tasks simpler so that you already have the ability to do them. Below, I will follow this model and highlight exactly how you can make each task easier, what will prompt you to do it, and how to stay motivated. Okay, enough preliminaries. Let's get into it. Be chill. I know everyone says that the best way to find a partner is to stop looking for a partner. And it's true. But how do you do that? Many guys are just desperate to pair up. They hate being lonely and feel they need someone to make their life complete. They miss the connection and want to feel wanted and desired. This is very understandable. We all crave love, and sexual frustration is a real thing. Both being underloved and underfucked has a massive influence on our mood and well-being. It's no wonder some people are desperate to make it stop. But the great majority of desperation doesn't come from that. It comes from the external and internal pressures we willingly put ourselves under. The good news is, we all have the power to let go of them and be free to just chill out. Check out of social expectations. The same rejection can happen to two people, but it will crush one and the other will just shrug and move on. Why? Because the first one subscribes to a social narrative which says it's oh so important to have a partner. He thinks everyone expects it of him. He expects it of himself. And he can't stand failing this expectation. It's the same as with anything else. Whatever quest you're on, if you feel like the world depends on it and everyone is watching you, you'll get stressed, tense, and probably mess up. This might even fly if you're doing some more technical task because objects don't notice you're tense. But humans do. It makes them tense, the atmosphere gets dense, and you're on a straight course for disaster. Check out of this must-have partner now expectation. Don't hang out with people who have it and push it on you. Change the subject whenever it comes up. Speak out against people who shame others for being single. If your family keeps asking you when are you finally going to find a girlfriend, have a serious conversation with them and tell them they are only making it harder. Don't talk to them about it at all. In particular, leave all the online spaces where this is all guys talk about, because online anonymity brings out the worst in people. They will judge the living shit out of you and you know it. And even when you're getting sympathy, it still grounds the idea that something is seriously wrong and needs fixing. Develop self-respect and a feeling of security. We are all sold this rom-com myth that we are halves of apples in search of our other half. It's one of the most harmful things humans have ever done to themselves. You are not a half of anything. You are the whole you. Why would you disrespect yourself by pretending otherwise? So long as you go through life feeling like you need someone or something to complete you, you will never be happy. You'll be constantly under pressure. Rejection will feel horrible because it's an act of denying you something you need. How could you feel secure if you feel you're lacking something vital? But if you don't? Whatever, you'll be fine without. Sure, a relationship might make your life better, but there's no pressure if it happens today or later. Many things would make your life better and you don't fret about them so much, do you? Remove those half-apple narratives from your life. Shut them down before they impact you. Don't hang out with people who push them. Do things which make you feel complete. Be financially independent, learn a skill, work on your body, start a business, practice mindfulness. Go on a solo holiday. Get in trouble and then save yourself. Actively choose solitude. The difference between solitude and loneliness is like the difference between leaving your job and being fired. One you choose, one you don't. One is empowering, the other depressing. Be on your own intentionally. Choose to spend an evening in the great company of yourself. Don't just make the lonely evening go away with a game or Netflix. Do something fun that makes you enjoy your own presence, a hobby, an art, reading a great book. Treat yourself to a solo dinner, cinema trip, massage, and do it with the mindset of, I'm going to treat myself today. Slow down and chill the fuck out. Guys commonly treat romance like a race and get disheartened when they don't see quick results. Our culture of instant gratification is not helping, and neither is porn, which makes it seem like sex should come with no effort. Taking it slow is always better. Most women are quite weary of men, and the best way to relax the atmosphere and show that you are a safe, trustworthy person, is to intentionally slow things down. Don't try to schedule a date as soon as possible. Don't try to up the game until she obviously invites it. If you have the slightest sliver of doubt if she wants whatever you're proposing, say it up front. Hey, I noticed you're not super enthusiastic about this, so how about we leave it for now? Just give me a sign when you're ready. Trust me, she'll appreciate the hell out of it and you will grow massively in her eyes. Maybe she'll take this as an opportunity to pull out, in which case you'll know that you saved both of you from making some bad decisions. Maybe she'll come back in a few days feeling she can trust you and take things further. Either way, it's a win. But most importantly, if she chooses to come back, you'll know she's invested. She's not doing it because you wanted it, she's doing it because she wants to. Trust me, it's worth passing on 100 opportunities to find the one that will make you feel wanted. So while you should naturally respect women's autonomy and right to choose simply because it's the morally right thing to do, there is also a personal reason to do it. Nothing feels sweeter than a woman's genuine, free desire for you. Flirt. Flirting is all about suggesting and inviting, not pushing. It's about creating an atmosphere in which things could happen, but no pressure if they don't. It's about signaling you're open to things without asking anyone to do those things. Flirting is the best way to showcase that you're chill and confident. It says, we don't need to, but it would be fun if we did. Learn to flirt. It might be awkward at first, but it's a skill like any other, you can practice and perfect it. Think of it like bantering with your friends, just throwing in some very mildly intimate details and compliments. Talk about a trip you took with a friend but casually mention that she wasn't half as gorgeously dressed as your date, and just move on without dropping a beat. Share some light-hearted secret, like an embarrassing moment from your childhood. Cheekily raise your eyebrow when anything she says could be a bit of an innuendo. All of those are an invitation to play, and you'll quickly notice if she flirts back. As long as you keep flirting, you won't miss your chance. Be interesting. I have a personal rule. If I can't spend an hour talking to a woman without dying of boredom, I don't sleep with her. Not to even mention pursuing a relationship or even a friendship. This rules out quite a lot of people. I wanted to say unfortunately, but actually, it's pretty fortunate. It's a good heuristic that helps me avoid getting bogged down in situations I will later regret. I don't have the time to waste on someone who gets attached but brings nothing into my life. Not even if she's hot, because without personality that actually gets old pretty quickly. I know that many guys don't think this way. But I am pretty sure that most women do. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies. If you live your life between a job and a game, if you struggle to answer when people ask you about your hobbies, if you never traveled much, if you dress the same way everyone does, if you take the most convenient path to every goal, if you're way more likely to read about a thing than to do that thing, if you fill your free time with films, games, or social media, if you haven't tried anything new for months, if you're not actively fighting for a cause you're passionate about, if you don't create anything, well, you're probably not very exciting to meet. Try new things. First of all, you won't know what are the things that could make you more interesting until you try them. It's what we call unknown stuff you didn't even know existed or never thought would be available for you. I had no idea I could do acrobalance or fire spinning until I joined a performance group that did it. I always thought building human pyramids or running about with massive ball of fire were circus skills you needed years of training for. Turns out, A bunch of amateurs of all shapes, sizes, and fitness levels can learn it all to a pretty decent level within a couple of months of training. It's super fun and looks awesome. Be critical of convenience culture. We have grown very accustomed to having it easy these days. You can travel without organizing anything and never have to deal with the locals. You can buy everything you want with 2 clicks and get it delivered tomorrow. There is a service for everything and technology feeds you instant gratification with no effort. Don't you feel like something is lost along the way? Like taking a lift up a mountain isn't exactly the same as putting your boots on and climbing it yourself. Talk to people you disagree with. Another horrible thing modern technology has done to us is absolve us of the need to face ideas and people we disagree with. Social media close you in an echo chamber, feed you a distorted image of those who hold other views, and make it easy to discard them as stupid, evil, or both. Being exposed to people with different views does 4 things to you. It broadens your horizons, as at least sometimes those people have interesting things to say and you can learn from them. It trains your logic and rhetoric skills as you defend your views. It trains your emotional intelligence as you need to navigate the discussion in a way that avoids turning it into an argument. It makes you more empathetic as you learn that the others are actually quite alright. All of those make you more interesting as little by little you become a better debater with more nuanced perspectives, better communication skills, and an ability to see the best in others. What will help you get there?